55,000 miles. So at the moment I've just taken Amy's off charge, she just got back. I've just put mine on charge, and because we've only got one charger, I have to juggle this around. So hers, she just got back, she's got hardly anything left at all. She can do about 15 miles maximum. So she put hers immediately on charge, but mine's only got 38 miles available, and it's 10:40 at night. So we're going to put mine on charge for about an hour. She needs hers tomorrow for a trip to the hospital and all sorts of things. So going to leave that on for an hour. Then she's going to come out before she goes to bed and put hers on charge, leave it on all night, so she'll be 100% charged. I will then be up about 7 o'clock in the morning. I'll put it on for about another hour, and that should give me enough for my day tomorrow. So one day this juggling of charging will stop, and because it's quite expensive as well at the moment, we're using it on not off peak a lot of the time. Hers has been charged through the day on the expensive tariff, but we should have 2 of those eventually, so it'll obviously split that, and they can both be put on a timer for the nighttime charging side of things. But yeah, so at the moment we're juggling it about a bit. I've had to run out. Hers was on charge, literally just run out and changed them over. In front of me there is a BMW i3 on the way to work in the middle of nowhere. So we got a bit from Amy. She did some filming the other day around the ENV200 and how she's getting on with it. We have stuck about 800 miles onto that ENV200 now in such a short space of time. It's working out really, really well, but I'll let her show you a little bit around that, just a bit of fun, a couple of videos she's done at my request. There's a bit of a insight into how she's getting on. One thing that came up discussion earlier on was duty taken from fuel, tax from fuel combined. It's a lot of money. My fuel bill was about £300 a month, so about 3.5 grand a year in fuel that I haven't paid year on year for almost the last 4 years. Now, the government, presumably at some point when everyone turns electric, will have to put a higher than normal taxation, road tax, on electric vehicles. They can't tax the electricity in the same way because it's used for other things other than just running cars, like petrol diesel is. Where you get red diesel. In the UK you get red diesel, you get normal diesel, red diesel's for farm vehicles. Yeah, so presumably at some point, 20 years time, you can buy an electric car, but then you'll pay £4,000 road tax, either up front or you'll pay £1,000 a year or whatever. Presumably it'll be a very, very high rate of tax to make up for all the years that they're losing on the fuel. As everyone turns electric, we can't have free road tax forever, and if it's going to be any road tax, electric cars theoretically should be more expensive because you're missing out on all that taxation running a fuel car. So it'd be interesting to know what you guys think, and I'm going to hand over to Amy now, who will show you what's been going on with her ENV200.
I've been doing a school run, been to Gloucester for some hospital appointment, and now I've taken my child to gym. So I've done lots of miles today in this very lovely car, which I'm enjoying very much. So I'm just going to leave Ruby in the gym for a minute, take it over the road to the Nissan garage, and hopefully plug it in there if they're very kind to me, which they usually are, but they're usually shut, so I plug it in anyway and they have no idea unless they're videoing. So I go like this, although I think you're allowed anyway. So there seems to be a space for me, but I suppose I better go and ask today. There it is, driving away. Let's see how many miles I've got after. Off I go back to gym, back from gym. Let's see how much charge we've got in the car. There's one of your pictures down there, Ruby, that you made me. Did you have a lovely time? What are you drinking?
Apple juice.
What did you do at gym today?
Foam pit and trampoline and everything.
Wow. Let's see how much
I
charge.
went to catch the ball.
Did you? You're clever. So There we go.
Put it down and we get the ball again.
Cool.
And, when
45
I've done
miles
it
now.
Again,
That's an
I
improvement.
keep dropping it out of it and keeps giving it back to me.
I see. Well, I charged my car up in here and we've gained quite a few miles. Most of this journey has been downhill, so now I've got 50 miles to go. Here at my parents' house, so I want to make sure I can get to school. Seems to be doing alright. We regenerated quite a few miles on the way back, probably about 10 miles, so we ended up with more miles on the thing than when I set off, because it was all downhill. Nice little bag that fits nicely under my seat there. Hello. That's my dad. I'm just going to see what number it's on, how far I've got left. See how far we're on at the moment, not how many miles I've got left. So it's got 44 miles at the moment. And it won't lock because I've left my boot open. So I've been here for 40 minutes. What time is it? About 40 minutes, Mum?
Yeah, half past.
Let's go and see.
Can I hold the umbrella?
Not yet. They'll come in a minute. Let's go and see how much charge we've made. How many miles I've got now. So it was on 44. It was on 44. Oh, it's not very nice weather. I'll go and see. Oh, it's lovely. I can't wait to see. So we've made 6 miles in about 40 minutes. I looked at my clock properly now, and actually I have only been here 25 minutes, so we have made 6 miles in 25 minutes, and this is the guy who's paying for it. Hooray!
What fathers do, isn't it?
Yes.
I think that electric car has emancipated you, Amy. You're no longer chained to diesel. You're free to use my electric, but whoever.
And what another cool thing about my car, apart from the huge amount of space that I have now got, don't move it, is, hello Mum,
Hello, just putting the seat back.
is it fits my drying brolly in when there's no kids. So if you don't have kids, you can just put a wet brolly in. So it's worth having a car like this for a wet brolly, don't you think?
Oh, definitely.
And our matching coats, almost the same colour.
And the number plate says, great vehicle for Mummy and Grandma.
Oh yeah.
Is that right? Is that right?
Yes. So the other good thing, now I've just got in the car and that horrible rain shower has disappeared and it's all nice and sunny again, is that I can dry my coat on my heated chair and my warm steering wheel with these lovely buttons. It's very nice to get into a car. It gets me all snuggly. And you know, the other day it rained and then it stopped, so I hung my wet coat on the back of the chair and the heat dried it by the time I got back in.